Just a reminder, nothing I share here is financial advice. This is all based on my own experience, my strategy, and how I see the market. You're responsible for your own trades, so always do your own research, manage your risk, and never trade money you can't afford to lose. This content is meant to help you learn and think for yourself, not to copy or follow blindly. Let's keep it educational and intentional. Good morning, lovely people. Price is moving down to our higher time frame levels, while sentiment gets more and more bearish across the board. That's nice to see for us as we approach some exciting levels and potential opportunities. Let's have a look at the chart. Before I start, if you want to test the Rabbit Box strategy or join the morning routine videos, feel free to try the free trial Telegram group where I share them along with small updates. In the main Telegram, I do more detailed updates, share examples, answer all your questions, and show my technique in more depth. So if you're looking for a place to really learn, that's the spot. Because I explain how I do things and also show execution, not just theory or plain TA. Of course, you should think for yourself. It's not purely a signal group. I'd better call it a transparent trading journal because I share my process and give you insight into how I trade. We also trade other strategies I've built, and when they trigger, they're shared as well. That way, people have the chance to make some money, or at least cover the subscription fee. So while you're learning something new, you're also gaining something back. Win-win. You can try the Rabbit Box and morning routine videos for free. If you like them, you can join the main Telegram, or if you just want the strategy, that's available too. And if you want the full bundle, it comes with a discount. I'm happy to see you improving yourself and joining the journey. Now let's jump into the charts. First, I mark out the average levels for the day to see which moves are actually possible. These levels help you avoid getting overly bearish or overly bullish because more often than not, price moves within the average range for the day. You can clearly see it on the chart with the red and green lines showing the average close for each type of day. Only in rare cases does price push outside the average range. That's why these levels are great to have on the chart. I use them as confluence with other levels or even with sentiment. It's something you'll start to notice often, like how people get bearish into the low or bullish into the high. You can observe that for yourself if you follow me or the levels consistently. Yesterday was a good example of that. I had a trade from that level, which I'll later journal, and it will be added into the lessons and insights section in the journal, kind of like a sentiment tracker. Over time, you'll notice these patterns repeating. By the way, if you want the trading journal, it's also available in the main Telegram group. It's a basic version with some extra features, and the idea behind it is to help you track wins and losses, help you understand if what you're doing is actually working, help you discover your best setups. With time, as you log more trades, you'll start seeing a clear picture of what's working for you. For example, you can see from my own stats that my best setups are liquidity sweep, retest, order block, in trend. My best time window so far is around 16 a.m., and the worst performing trades are against the trend. As you keep journaling, you'll know what setups to ignore and what setups to double down on. There will be a more advanced journal in the future, but this one is perfect for getting started and building that data-based awareness. All right, Now let's take a look at the high time frames and mark out the levels if needed. So based on the average, we can see that even if price rises, the average gain is just slightly above our resistance. So unless it's a fully impulsive day, that's usually where it either closes or rejects. For the downside, we'd be coming lower into our higher time frame point of interest, mainly the 4-day order block. So while these are just the averages for the day, price doesn't have to reach them, but it's possible. And for me, that would be an opportunity. that would also be an SFP of the main structure swing low on the daily and weekly time frame. Currently, the 4-hour structure is in a downtrend, as we can clearly see. Some say it's random, but it's not. Just like all other structures or formations, there's nothing random in the market. They are all well-timed and often align with key moments when sentiment turns extremely bearish or bullish. So, purely based on the 4-hour structure, we have a level that lines up with our average gain for resistance. A break above this level would be a bullish structure break, and we would likely see a rally toward the recent highs. By following the structure, one must always first look for a lower high, unless a high time frame target is hit, which we are slightly front-running now. So for me, even if it rallies, I would still look for these lows to be taken out. This current level I will use later for a sign of strength. Once it moves below, for example, a sweep of the low or trades lower, and then reclaims this level, that would be a sign of strength. A retest from that could lead to a rise into the next levels. So as you know, my older plan was to long this level. If you watch my video back, the idea was to long the 12-hourly order block where we had a touch. But since it happened on the weekend, I still wanted to trade from below, and that's still my plan. So without talking too much, that's also still my plan. The high time frame structure is still intact, and for now, this would be a retest of the daily and weekly swing low, while price is grinding down and leaving behind a lot of poor highs. The timing is also coming close, based on the cycle, but also on the yearly Fibonacci time. The best timed price level is slightly lower, but it's also part of our level on the 4-day time frame. However, for me, this is the first level of interest, especially as sentiment slowly turns bearish and people are already calling for much lower levels. So my plan is to get in at this level with some size, and then once I see signs of strength, that's where I will add to it. I'm also still holding a trade from 114.8 as planned and will add to it, so everything is going according to plan and I will follow through with it. Now, the question is, what if we get a front run of this level? Well, I have my rabbit box strategy, and I've already been compounding on the move down with a target at least to the highs. So in my case, I'm prepared for both scenarios, and the target will be hit. As you can see, across all time frames we have targets, and they have a 100% hit rate. So again, if you want to test it, feel free to join for free and give it a try. Now the targets are all higher, so sometimes we have to wait for the profits. But that's how trading works. In other cases, it triggers trades more often, as we can see. Also, we've now added decimal numbers for the altcoins. I don't recommend using it on alts, but someone requested it, so we included it. So with that said, this strategy should not only give you profits, but also help you wait for the best leverage setups while you can stay in spot and wait for the safe target. And that's what I'm doing. I was compounding on the levels down, and even if we sometimes miss a level for a leverage trade, I still get paid. Today we also have some news, so maybe we'll get some other trades as well. But I just wanted to quickly update that I'm still waiting for this level. I have the limit set and will not move it as my bias is upwards. And while the plan is for the leverage trade, we are always ready by trading the rabbit box. So with that said, stay safe guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, feel free to join. This was just a small update, so stay tuned and see you in the next one. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Telegram group for Patreons. Wishing you a great day, stay safe, and see you in the next one.